Welcome back to the series in which I test out brushes, and in this episode we are going to be testing out the Vinci Cosmotop Mix B. This brush is made in Germany, and I'm sorry vegans, this is not vegan, so please switch off if you are vegan because I don't want to upset you. It is a mix of natural hairs and synthetics, and I have a full list of what they are. This is made in Germany. It's Kolinsky Red Sable, Russian Blue Squirrel, Russian Fitch Black Sable with a small amount of synthetic fiber. So it's mostly animal fiber with a little bit of synthetic fiber. And it is available from 0 to 30, and then it jumps to size 40. So size 40 is massive. I would love to see how big the size 40 is and what you would use it for. But TLDR, I like this brush as a flat wash brush. So I'm just giving you the heads up on that one. It costs £15.20, which is a little bit more expensive than the other brushes, but only a little, which is $20 in Jackson's. And in Blick, it is available for $27.49. Because this is a kind of a moppy natural hair brush and it's very soft. It's lovely and soft, but it does have a nice spring to it. It's just not as the Escode Perla that we tried in the last episode. Let's do the snap test. It's a fluffy sound with a snap right in the center. Yeah, so all the outside fibers seem to be softer, and there seems to be a core right in the middle that's very firm. As you can see, it just carries on going. You only get to see tiny bits of dry bits coming from here. Huge amount of water hold. In terms of release, as you can see, I normally get 4 of these humps in, whereas even though it's size 10, it's actually quite big, and you'll see that over here, but it'll just grow. So I wasn't able to do the short humps as I normally would. So that's something to look out for if you're considering this brush. But it was nice, even release of water. There's a little bit of unpatchiness here, but other than that, pretty nice and even. Now, let's talk about max length, because I was like, this brush could have gone a little bit wider, but I was like, as I was doing this, I was like, what am I going to do if it goes over the line? Don't go over the line, don't go over the line. So I didn't go over the line. But let's measure this at its widest. It is 2.6 centimeters. So it's almost an inch wide on a size 10 brush. I mean, it's a wider brush than normal. Then certainly the Escodas that we've been looking at. But the base diameter is only 6.1 millimeters, so it's only 1 millimeter wider. But I feel like this is, it just spreads so much more. See, as you can see from here, I hope you can see it, the brush will go wider than I've let it. In terms of belly job, because it's a soft brush and it holds so much water, you actually get quite a long way of just solid color. Which, if that's something you're looking for, maybe you're looking to do a line, but you want a lot more texture around the edges, this will be a good brush for that. Another thing to just talk about with this brush that's slightly different from the other brushes we've seen so far. The other brushes have all been nice and smooth here, whereas this is like carved just from here to here. It's carved like a pencil. I hope you can see in the light that it's not smooth, it's carved, which is kind of weird because where I hold is here, which is not carved, but it does then also sit nicely here. I don't know, I can't decide whether I like this or not, because to hold it like a pencil that it's intended, it's quite high for me. I'm a low holder. I'm always holding brush right here where the ferrule meets the handle. I don't know, let me know, because I'm just curious where you hold the brush that you have. Are you a ferrule meets handle holder? Are you a ferrule holder? Are you a middle little brush holder? Are you 3/4 away? Maybe you hold it at the tip. Let me know whereabouts you hold your brush just in general, because I'm curious. So let's get on with the rest. For such a wide brush, I have to say, I'm impressed with how thin the lines are. Is it the thinnest of lines? No, it's not the thinnest of lines. However, it's very consistent, and the range of lines you can get from this thin line to that thick line is amazing. I always find these moppy natural synthetic fibers brushes to not be very good at thin lines, but this one is good. I did notice though again that shorter lines was easier to get thinner lines with than longer lines. In terms of leaf, again, you get nice giant leaves compared to the other ones. You do get some patchiness here, so that's something to look forward to, but I certainly wouldn't get a nice big moppy brush like this to do nice fine details with. In terms of snake, I think I struggled here because I was like, I'm really going to run out of this box quickly. So one thing I would say is that if you're going for this range, then maybe buy the size down from what you are used to, because it is a big brush and it does big things. And if I was looking for the same kind of size detail as a synthetic sable brush, let's say, then this will be too big. I would say this feels more like a size 12 or even 14. So if I want a size 10, I would definitely at least go down to size 8, maybe 6. I would probably buy both and see which one I like best. What this brush shined though, and I've actually started taking this brush on in my studio, is the flat wash. It was so good at the flat wash. Look how amazingly flat this is, and it was really nice fun to do the flat wash. Some brushes will drag its feet about doing flat washes or the gradations, whereas this one, it was really fun. It just felt smooth and nice, and you know, that's what we search for, and it's definitely something I look for in any material, whether it's paint or paper or brush, is does it feel nice to paint with? And this one in flat washes, yes it does. It feels so nice. It was the same with the max width. It just really enjoys doing large areas, and that's what I would use it for. And I have started using this for other big washes that I need. So for example, if you have looked at I think it's the 8 different ways of using resist techniques, I will leave a link up here. Then I did the backgrounds for that and all the washes with this brush because it's just such a lovely one. In terms of gradation, beautiful gradation. I did make a mistake here, which is why we get this lighter color here. That's my personal mistake. It's not to do with the gradation, or it's not to do with the brush itself. Lovely gradation, but it's the flat wash that it really shined in. In terms of lifting paint after the paint dries, because it's a soft brush, it's not going to lift up too much. What I was also impressed though was with the dashes. Considering it can do that, it can also do this, which is amazing to begin with. But I also felt very in control of the dashes that was going to come out. I didn't feel like irritated or anxious or anything like I did with the Prado. I know I keep negging on the Prado, but that brush was terrible in my opinion. I felt really in control. And for such a wide, thick brush that can cover large areas evenly, obviously this was one load as well, it's really amazing to get such a nice feel of control over small details as well. So what do I think of this brush? I think it's a lovely brush, and I'm definitely going to keep it in my studio. It is definitely going to go on my high use jar of brushes. However, there is the issue that is natural hair, and that is something we need to be aware of, that it's not cruelty free. So I'm hoping that in this journey, I can find other brushes that do just as good a job as this Cosmotop Mix B that is hopefully more just entirely made of synthetic. This is why we're going on this journey, and that's why I'm not gonna like stock up on this brush yet, just in case I find other brushes. What did you think of this brush? Did you like this brush? Does it convince you to try this brush? If so, there's links down below to where you can get them. I think I'm just impressed with this flat wash and how much detail it can do. Let me know what you thought of this brush in the comments down below, and do let me know if there are other brushes you want me to review. I'm always open to suggestions, but we are going with affordable brushes, so please don't suggest, let's say ballpark figure, don't go over £20, which is probably about $25. That's the line on the cost that I am going to cover on this series. Not because like I can't afford the brushes or anything, but I just get really anxious with expensive brushes. And I feel like there are so many good, economical, affordable brushes out there now that I just want to focus on that, so that it's easy for people to see a brush they think they like and go and give it a go, rather than having to save up for a brush. I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!